Good morning, dear students. Last day we were discussing about chapter 3, A Tale of Two Bullocks. We already discussed the summary of this chapter till page number 29. Today we are going to see the rest of the chapter. We will start from page number 29, second last paragraph. The next day Gaia yoked them. So please kindly keep the textbook when you listen to this audio. The next day, brother-in-law of Juri, Gaia, yoked our two bullocks to the plung. But it was too tight for that two bullocks to fit in that plung. They swore that they will not lift a single foot. Gaia became very angry and he grew tired of beating them. Once, when this Gaia delivered a sharp blow on Hira's nose hole, Moti took his feet and destroyed that plung in anger. Plungshare, rope, yoke, harness, all were smashed into pieces. But for the strong rope around their neck, that two bullocks were helpless. If they were able to break that, they could have been escaped. Hira said to Moti in their silent language, "It is useless to run away." Moti answered, "But he was going to kill you. That is the reason why I took my feet and destroyed everything." Hira said, "We will get lot of beating from that cruel man for what we did." Meanwhile, Gaia came with some couple of men carrying sticks. Moti said to Hira, "If you are not able to suffer the pain of beating, you just say a single word. I will show them a little fun." But Hira said, "No, brother, just stand still." Moti stood quietly, protesting all the violence in his heart. When that cruel man saw our Moti's very serious look because of anger, they stopped beating them, and they gave the same dry straw to our bullocks to eat. They stood in silence. The people were eating dinner in house. A young girl came out carrying 2 pieces of bread. She fed them. How could a piece of bread take out the hunger of these 2 bullocks? But in their heart they felt very happy. This girl was Bharo's daughter. Her mother was dead and her stepmother beat her often, so she felt sorry for the bullocks. So the days took as a pattern. The 2 were yoked all day, took a lot of beating, and in the evening were tied up in their shed. At night, the girl would feed them some bread. That was a reunion of love. Though they ate only a few mouthfuls of the dry straw, they did not grow weak. One day, Moti said to Hira in their silent language that I can't stand here any longer. Tonight, we will break the ropes and run away. At night, after the girl left, the 2 began to chew their ropes. But the ropes were too big. It was not fitting in the mouths of that bullocks. That much big it was. Suddenly the door of the house opened and the girl came out. The bullocks began to lick her hands, and she stroked back their forehead. And she said, "I am going to let you go. Be very quick and run away, or those people will kill you." She untied the rope, but the 2 stood silently, confused. At last, Hira decided to go from there, though this girl is going to be in a lot of trouble tomorrow for untying them. When our bullocks started to run away from there, the girl started to cry aloud, "Father, come quick, uncle's bullocks are running away." She cried loud. Gaia came rushing out of the house. The bullocks began running. Gaia soon arranged some villagers. The 2 friends started running ahead. They stood with doubt at the edge of a field. Hira said, "It appears we have lost our way." You took to your heels without thinking. Take to your heels is an idiom meaning to flee in the face of danger. They started to eat with hunger. They began to eat a pea field. They stopped occasionally to check the advance of people. They had hardly eaten a couple of mouthfuls when 2 men with sticks came running at them. Hira was on a wall of stone. But Moti's feet were stuck in the soggy field. When Hira saw his friend is in trouble, he dashed back. Both were caught and tied near the village pond for a week without food. They grew so weak that they could not even stand up. One day, someone beat a drum outside that place. A crowd gathered. The two friends were brought out and inspected. There comes a man, and he was talking something. Soon the bullocks were sold, and the friends went off with that man. They were not able to stand and walk, but they tried to walk because of the fear of being beaten. After some time, the road suddenly seemed familiar to these two bullocks. Yes, this was the road by which Gaia had taken them away. By realizing this, their worries disappeared, and they understood that it was their own meadow. Moti said to Hira, "Our house is close by." Hira said, "I am making a run for home. We will make it to our stalls, and will not move from there. If the man tries to stop us, I will knock him down." With lots of happiness, they ran towards their house. They stood in their stall while the man came dashing after them. Juri was sitting in his doorway, sunning himself. Surprised by seeing his old two bullocks there, he ran up and embraced them. Tears of joy flew from the two friends' eyes, and one of them licked Juri's hand. Meanwhile, the buyer reached there. Juri said, "These are my bullocks." The buyer said, "There is no possibility for that. I just bought them at an auction." Juri said, "I will bet you stole them." The buyer said, "I will go to the police station and make a complaint." Juri said, "You do what you want. They are my bullocks. The proof is they came and stood at my door." Meanwhile, the man stepped forward and tried to drag the bullocks away. Moti lowered his horns and charged. The man took to his heels with the bullocks after him. He shouted many threats while Moti stood blocking his path like a victorious hero. Finally, that man went away and Moti came back with all proud. Hira said to Moti, "I was afraid that you are going to kill that buyer." While eating oil-seed cake, hay, bran and grains, Moti said to Hira that nobody think of the life we have as being a life because we are so simple. At this moment, Juri's wife came out and kissed each of the bullocks on the forehead. Dear students, this is the end of the story. In order to get a complete idea, please listen to both the audios together and try to find out question answers answer to the context of this chapter. Thank you.